As you've correctly pointed out, we have limited capacity for housing in this county. Our county is also very different from the successful counties that you've listed in that we have extremely high fire danger, and it's increased by people living in the woods. So, combining those two things, have you seen any examples you can share with us about communities that are not on a freeway, we're at the end of one, reducing the size of their homeless challenge by exporting some of the people who have come, in other words, been attracted by the magnet effect of whatever, easy dope, easy food, easy living in the woods, whatever. Has any community you've seen been able to reduce the size of their challenge by exporting it somehow?
Before you can even answer that question, you need to know how many people are homegrown versus how many are there. In the county next door, I had 2 elected officials say 95% of our problem comes up from Sacramento or on the train, the rail yard they got. And when we went and did the hard data research, 82% of the people lived there and had a job before they went homeless. And this is the county next door. 50% went to high school in that county. 50% had families still living in that county. And so you got to understand that. That's why I say you have a lot of people who have solutions in search of a problem. You got to figure out what your problem is and figure out what's the best solution that matches that. Because if you have a high homegrown, what you're describing simply won't work. Let alone, how do you fund it? I call it Greyhound therapy. You know, it generally doesn't work. I was involved with one city on the edge in the Midwest that did a little, when I first got there, did a little Greyhound therapy and sent them to a California city. That California city, when it was their season, sent them back to that place in the Midwest. And so it became a travel agency. And so you had 2 different shelters sending people to the same cities. And generally that doesn't work. And so here's what you got to know. You got to find out how many people are homegrown versus transient. And of your transients, how long have you been here? I asked everybody today, what's your average length of homeless? Nobody knows that. You got to know that number. If you don't know that number, you won't know how to treat it. So if you can do a family reunification and case manage it, and a person can go back and get help, and they're going back to family and they got a support system, and you pre and post case management, I'm all over that. That works. But to think you're going to use Greyhound therapy to get out of your problem, when my guess is you have a pretty high homegrown population here, because I know the data in the county next door, unless there's a big change on that county line, I'm not sure how productive that would be.